Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, I was having a conversation with one of my coaching clients the other day, and they mentioned to me they had fell into a depressed state. You know, they were having a hard time mentally and just trying to navigate things. And, you know, the longer and longer I've been a coach, at this point, it's been like over 15 years. I've noticed that, you know, there's more to it than just workout and meal plan that's going to help people lose weight. It is. Like, if it was that easy, everybody would be in shape. Everybody would have a flat stomach. Nobody have a big old ass stomach. But it's more to it, guys. And the number one thing that I found that holds so many people back, even though they may have initial success, but they can't keep that success, is this. Is being able to understand how to navigate your emotions. All right. I follow this guy named Tony Robbins. If you ever, you know, in the whole self-help, personal development space, you've heard of Tony Robbins. He talks a lot about state management. In other words, all he's saying is, do you know how to manage your emotions? If you're frustrated, maybe because the weight isn't coming off, you keep on working out, you're dieting, but you step on the scale and you're frustrated. Maybe you've gotten to a point where you're discouraged. Maybe life has just been extremely stressful, and, you know, maybe it's work, or the stock's going down. Stock's not looking the way you want them to look, or work just, you know, you're going through a tough time with work or with your family, right? What do you do to manage your emotional state? Are you sleeping all day? Are you binge eating on food, emotionally eating? Are you abusing alcohol, abusing drugs? These are the things that I see that holds most people back. You don't understand how to manage your emotional state. And don't get me wrong, man. I'm not trying to demonize you guys. Like, we're all on a growth journey. That's what life is about. It's about understanding how to improve yourself. That's when I talk about moving with purpose. Moving with purpose is being intentional with improving you on a daily and weekly basis. This shit is not about moving with purpose if you have a business. You don't have to have a business. You don't even have to have a thriving career. Purpose is, I want to be my best self. So each and every day I wake up, each and every week, I want to think to myself, how can I make today better than yesterday? How can I make this week better than last week? But a part of doing any of those things is understanding you. I understand I'm not going to always feel like working out. Like, guys, there's plenty of days I wake up and, like, if you have a business, you know what I'm talking about. It's always a fire to put out. It's always something. You know what I'm saying? Among other things, with family. You know what I'm saying? I had people in my family pass away. My dad's house done caught on fire. My mom just, she just got at the hospital a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to be aware of the emotions that you're experiencing in that moment, because sometimes if you're not aware of the emotion, you think that your whole world is just crashing and burning, but it might not be. It's just the emotion that you're feeling in that moment. And so how do you navigate it? And so here's what I told this coaching client of mine. I'm not going to put their name out there, nothing like that. But because I jumped on the call with them recently. And, you know, I let them know I'm proud of them because they actually been trying to lose weight. They've been trying, you know, they've been doing my meal plan, doing the workout plan that I provide for them. And so I'm proud of y'all who are listening, who are actually trying to improve your life. You're trying to improve your health. You're trying to improve your body. You know what I'm saying? So give yourself some grace and just realize you have to start improving other areas, not just the workout and meal plan. You have to start improving the internal traits about yourself, okay? And how do we do this? First, you have to give yourself space to be able to realize what emotions are you feeling. That means you can't just be always doing. You have to take time to sit back and reflect, like, damn, what's going on with my life right now? Like, you have to almost kind of like step outside of the situation and look at it objectively. Meaning you have to have space in 25, 30 minutes, an hour. Start journaling. Like early on, well, not early on, but a couple of years ago, I started journaling. And so I could reflect by writing my thoughts out. And then after a day or two, when I'm not emotionally triggered and in that moment, I can look back at what I was experiencing. And I'm like, oh, damn, I was just overwhelmed. Damn, I was just really stressed at that point right there. Oh, man, I was dealing with some anxiety. You see what I'm saying? But you won't know these things unless you start to journal and reflect. Okay? And so that's the first part of it. That's awareness. You becoming aware of your emotional states that you're in. Okay? That's the first part. Because a lot of y'all, you're being triggered and frustrated and discouraged. You're in the moment. That's fine. But when you're in the moment, you can't, it's hard to be think objectively when you're in the moment because you're emotional. You're not thinking logically. That's a normal thing. We're human. Okay? But journaling does help with being more aware. This is why some people go to therapy, because the therapist is looking at your situation objectively. But if you don't go to therapy, you can't do that. So you do it by journaling. Okay? The second part of this equation is this. After you become aware, you have to start realizing, what are you doing that's sabotaging your situation? What are the coping? What are the ways that you're coping? Like, for example, when I first got into my whole fitness career, back when I was doing in-person training, I was extremely stressed, guys. Extremely. I didn't know how the hell I was going to get clients. Back then, I used to be going out to Buckhead, passing out flyers in front of Lenox Mall, in front of Phipps Plaza, in front of Whole Foods, in front of Publix. It was hot as hell. I'm like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just out here passing out flyers, hoping that somebody go give me their number, let me train them, and hopefully they sign up. Like, I was extremely stressed. And my whole point behind saying it is, because I was so stressed, because I didn't know where my next client was coming from, I would go home late at night, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and guess what I was eating? Honey buns. Guess what I was eating? Oreos. I got to the point where I was like, damn, man, I'm eating too many Oreos. I'm just going to eat like 4 or 5 of them. That 4 or 5 turned into a whole row of Oreos. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all guys know about Oreos, you eating the whole goddamn row, if not a row and a half. That's what I started doing, because I was just so stressed. And I was just like, man, after a couple of minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, I just felt disgusted. I'm like, man, why do I keep doing this to myself? Like, what is happening? But back then, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I just knew I was starting to feel like guilty. I'm like, man, why am I doing this to myself? I feel like I might feel good in that moment while I'm eating it, but I feel like shit. I had acid reflux, eczema all on my hands. I couldn't go to sleep. When I woke up the next day, I had brain fog. I felt tired. I'm like, man, I'm young as hell. Why am I tired when I'm waking up? You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of you guys are doing the same stuff. You're coping, but the way that you're coping, it's not moving, it's not progressing you. It's making your situation worse. So if you're using food as a coping mechanism, and it's causing you to gain more weight, when you gain more weight, what tends to happen? Guys, I was doing some research the other day. The more overweight you become, the higher likelihood that you end up having congestive heart failure. I mean, your heart stops performing the way it's supposed to work. What happens when your heart stops working? It's a wrap. It's a wrap, guys. Most people don't have the funds to be able to get a new heart. Like, most people don't have that. And so you got to take care of that motherfucker that's beating inside your chest. Among other things, the type 2 diabetes, the high blood pressure. You start getting high blood pressure, yes, you start developing heart issues, guys. Some of y'all taking this medication. Y'all like, oh, I'm good. I've been taking medication for years. Guys, the medication is just, it's not solving the root problem. It's like having a trash can in your kitchen, and the trash can, it stank like a motherfucker. It stank. You know something bad in there. But you just like, baby, just spray a little Febreze on it. Just spray a little Febreze on it so it don't stink so bad. And then, after a couple of days or maybe a week or so, guess what happened? Goddamn gnats flying around the trash can. Gnats flying around it. Then you start having super baby gnats. Motherfuckers flying. You can't even see them. They eating your ass up. You're like, damn, what the hell going on here? Spray some more Febreze on the trash can. That's what's happening to y'all. You're not solving the root problem. The medication is just masking the root issue. You have to develop a healthy relationship with food. Because if you keep on eating the way you want to eat, because you just love your sweet teas, your lemonade, and you just love eating your something that you can crunch, and some type of food that's crunched, some chips, some trail mix, Guys, I'm telling you, just because you've been doing it for so many years, don't mean that that's the right thing you need to be doing right now. Because if you keep living that way, you keep drinking alcohol in excess. I drink alcohol, but not in excess. You see what I'm saying? If you keep doing these things, what's your life go? If you already feel bad, the weight's already going up. What's going to happen in a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? A lot of y'all are so caught up into your problems and your situation at this moment, you don't realize how much worse it can get if you don't start making changes now. And so I say this to say, we're all going to be emotional. Like, that's just part of being human. I feel like it's actually a good thing that we're emotional, because we get to enjoy and experience different emotions throughout our days and our weeks. We go through the bad days, but then it makes us more appreciative of the good days. You see what I'm saying? You feel better. You're like, wow, man, I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. You see what I'm saying? And so even when you're going through your tough times, like when I was first getting into my career, I remember I was stressed and binge eating and, eating all this junk food and feeling like shit. But now I'm in a better situation. I'm like, man, I'm so happy I done learned how to eat better. I'm so grateful that I learned how to use exercise to manage my emotions and manage my stress. Because back then, I used to manage my stress by eating junk food, eating a whole bunch of sugar. And guys, guess what? You don't have to be overweight to have type 2 diabetes. You don't. You don't have to be extremely overweight to have congestive heart failure or high blood pressure or hypertension. These things are based on the quality of your lifestyle. If you have poor quality lifestyle habits, junk food all the time, sweet teas and lemonades all the time, alcohol all the time, then your life will reflect those habits and that lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? But if you have better quality habits, eating more fruits, eating more vegetables, eating more proteins, guys, this shit ain't got to be perfect. But you have to be mindful and intentional about, damn, I'm feeling a little stressed, but that don't mean I need to eat like this right now. I can't be doing it every single day. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be sleeping all day. That's not going to make the problem go away. I need to be proactive about improving myself so that way I can improve my situation. Guys, do y'all not realize when you're in more shape, when you're in better shape, not only do you look better, so you feel better, but you have more energy. You even have more mental bandwidth. Guess what happens when you have more mental bandwidth and you have more energy? You feel more capable. You feel more empowered that you can accomplish and overcome different challenges. But when you're extremely tired, when you're overweight, when everything around you is just like, damn, you're just like worrying and stressing. Guys, it's so much harder to get out of a rut when you feel like that, because you're not being proactive about improving you. Everybody is looking at the external instead of the internal. Internal is having faith. Internal is journaling to become more self-aware. Internal is let me become more stronger by resisting the urge to eat this junk food. Let me develop more emotional strength and more resilience by, I know I want to eat this food. I know I want to drink this alcohol. I know I want to drink this sweet tea and lemonade. I would love to go over to Chick-fil-A and Waffle House every single day. But I build strength by restraining myself from doing these things. Internal. People can't see that. People don't see those things. People, they look at you, that you see these people all on social media, and I'm not saying that all of them have developed these type of character traits, but there are people out here, they've done the work on themselves. You can't escape the work. You might look up and drop 5, 10, 20 pounds, but a lot of people gain that shit back because they haven't done the internal work. Becoming more emotionally resilient, becoming more self-aware, becoming more consistent, not just being a starter, always starting different shit, but being a finisher, not being a quitter. Guys, I've been doing this shit for years. Shit really just started popping off like 2 or 3 years ago. Like, popping off. Before that, I ate shit for years. When I'm talking about eating shit, I'm talking about, damn, man, I don't know if I got enough money to spend for this gas, man. I can't fill up my whole gas tank. Man, it used to be years. I had anxiety around spending money on and filling up my gas tank. Spending money on food, I used to be like, damn, I want to get that right there. I want to get these egg whites, but I ain't got no money for that. But you have to build that discipline and that pain of having delayed gratification. Everybody wants shit so quick. You build strength by continuing to do what you know you need to do, even though it hasn't happened yet. And we all feel that pressure. We all want it. We're like, I want it, man. Damn, it's taking too long. It's taking too long. Man, I want to have over 100,000 followers. It's taking too long. I want to have more coaching clients. Man, it's taking too long. Guys, we gonna be living anyway. You gonna be out here. So why not get a result for the pain that you gonna be going through? You gonna either have to go through the pain of the regret of not doing what you know you need to do, taking care of yourself, like taking care of yourself, losing the weight, eating the right food, exercising, shit you should be wanting to do because you're improving yourself. Or you can be like, nah, I don't know if it's gonna work. It's a scam. I don't want to do it. It's too hard. You want me to tell you what's hard? I talk to so many people in my DMs on a daily basis, and I'm talking about hundreds. And on a monthly basis, it's thousands, guys. These folks be dealing with shit like losing toes, losing a foot, losing half they leg up to their knees. Folks be having congestive heart failure. Folks be having sleep apnea. Some of y'all don't even realize how bad sleep apnea really is. My grandfather passed away at 46 years old from sleep apnea. He literally back then, we really didn't know what sleep apnea was. He went in for a sleep study at the hospital, died in his sleep at the hospital while he was getting the little sleep study done. It's very important, guys, that you start taking care of yourself, especially if you have people who love and care about you, depending on you and shit. You should just love yourself enough to want to go through the tough times to get to the other side. Everybody talk about they love their family. I do anything for my family. I do anything for my kids. I do anything for my partner. Will you lose the weight for them then? I know your boo thing wants you to look a little bit better. Yeah, they love you, but damn, they would love for you to look a little bit better. They would love for you to have a little bit more energy in the bedroom. They'd love for you to have a little bit more energy so that y'all can really enjoy life even more. Your kids would love for you to be able to have the energy to go out and just enjoy throwing the football. I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to be throwing the football with me in front of we got a soul food restaurant. You'd be throwing the football in front of the soul food restaurant for hours. You gotta have energy for that. You know what I'm saying? Shit, if you overweight, you tired, man, your back gonna be hurting, knees gonna be hurting, feet gonna be, oh baby, I can't do that right now. Go ahead and go throw with the kids. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want to get too far off the topic. My whole point is this. You have to start being aware of your emotional state, your mood, all right? And just because you're not in the mood to exercise or the mood to eat the right foods, it's just a mood. It's fleeting. It's going to come and go, all right? And we go through moods throughout the entire day. You can experience a spectrum of different moods and emotions throughout the whole day. The difference between the people who win in life that I've noticed versus the people who lose, the people who win start to be aware, like, damn, I'm a slave to my emotions. I'm only doing things based on how I'm feeling. I can't keep doing that if I want to really progress in life. You only go get so far. But if you start to realize this, and then you say to yourself, man, even though I don't feel like going to the gym, I have noticed when I go to the gym, I feel a little bit better when I leave the gym. I started noticing that. I started noticing this. Even though I don't want to eat this healthy food right now, I'd much rather eat me some Waffle House. I realize when I eat the healthy foods, I feel better after I get done eating it. Ain't that crazy? I start feeling better. I'm like, damn, man, if I would have ate that junk food, man, I would have felt even worse. It would have made me go into lower vibration. I feel even worse than what I felt prior. I might have felt good while I was eating it, but afterwards, I feel like shit. You see what I'm saying? And so start being aware of your emotions, guys. Start journaling. Some of y'all need to go to therapy. Journaling might not be enough for your ass, and that's totally fine. And then after you start to be aware of what's going on, and so that way you're not living the same issues over and over and over again every couple of months, every year. You're going through the same weight problems, same health issues. Guys, that is exhausting. Shit, I got exhausted just saying it. Why not go ahead and get a result for the pain that you have to go through to improve yourself? That way you don't have to go through it no more. You lose the weight because you understand yourself. You became more self-aware. You learned the skills and the habits that you need to have to lose the weight and keep it off, whether you're going through tough times or good times. All right, that's all I'm saying. Other than that, once you get this is how you lose weight and keep it off. All right, we out of here. Let's get it. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable, and if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information, and I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.